Hey guys, and welcome back to another Schematics update. This time we want to talk about today's and yesterday's pictures from Planet Coaster's upcoming Vintage Pack DLC. I'm AdfoTV and I have Blind and Billy with me. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey duders, what's up?
Let's start with yesterday's screenshot.
I mean, who doesn't love monkeys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up on Curious George, and monkeys are great. And I really like the animatronics that they've been doing recently. They've been getting more and more complicated with them every time. And these little animated dudes look fantastic to me.
Yep.
Are you sure they are animated?
Just looking at them, they look like they're probably animated, so that would be my guess, but I could also be wrong.
I'm not entirely sure about animated, but it looks like if they're not animated, there's at least two versions because they're both mirrored.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's what was making me think that they're probably animated, is because their hands are in different places.
Also probably multicolored. I actually don't know if they're flexicolor. If anything, the drum might not be flexicolor, but like the monkey itself probably is.
Or maybe at least its shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
There's also some planters right
Yeah.
behind our little chimp friend.
I kind of like these planters, but I'm not sure about these white things, whatever they might be on them.
Little, like, squares on the sides of the planters?
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I'm sure there's a variety of them, so maybe there's ones without them. Oh, those are probably lights, actually.
Oh, really? Oh, that'd be neat.
Could be, yeah.
Up on the right, we have the big purple flower things. I'm not sure what those are or what they're supposed to be, but they look like kind of a nice, just aesthetic shape that you can plop around places.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about most of these shapes.
They're all just fun things to work with.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of like kind of art deco-y, like late 50s into the 70s kind of oversized pieces that you're supposed to plop around a fun fair, and it all kind of looks nice and it's kind of coherent together. One thing that I'm interested to see though is people's use of variety of colors, because with stuff like this it's going to be way too easy to just keep everything the same color, but when people start throwing like just basically what they've got here, like super bright crazy colors, I know that people who build like larger, more abstract structures are going to be all over this stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Another possibility is that these could be animated as well. The flower itself could spin, because this is a very like small world-esque image, and the small world facade at Disneyland California is very motion heavy. A lot of these little pieces kind of move or spin.
Yeah.
And even on the tower itself, it's mirrored on both sides, but there's a little dial, and that dial could spin around the flower as well. It's hard to tell from a screenshot, of course, but it could be a possibility.
Another thing, those yellow things on the towers, are those light strips new, or are those the old Christmas ones?
Oh, the yellow light strips?
They're like red, but they're on the yellow background.
These are, I think, the old ones, but right above them there are small yellow lines.
I feel like those are the same lights.
No, they're definitely smaller.
The ones on the shutters, almost, they kind of look like shutters. I think they're thinner than the ones we have in the game now.
Yeah, they're like closer together and the light bulbs are smaller. Like the Christmas lights, they look kind of similar, but they're way larger and further spaced. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think those are new lights.
At least there are two versions of it, with lights and without lights. Or there's just one version of it without lights and the lights are separate.
Also, we see another planter up there.
Yeah.
Could probably also be used for like a torch if you really wanted to, but
If the plant itself is not integrated into the planter.
Yeah. Well, even then, life finds a
you
way.
can light it on fire anyway.
Lit finds a way.
Did you notice right above the legs of the monkey, there are small little signs?
Oh yeah, on either side with the little king coaster on them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wonder if you can replace the image.
I hope so, because that would be perfect for like, do not enter this ride if you're under,
If you're under the height of this sign.
or if you're pregnant.
Do not go on this ride if you're under the influence or above the influence.
Exactly.
You see the horses from the carousel? I
Yep.
kind of love these because at least my local theme park has two carousels actually from different periods, which they clearly got from different places and just kind of put there. But the older one has 3 separate horses out front that you can try before actually going onto the ride itself to make sure that you're going to fit. So when they have smaller people, they'll just like plop them on there and be like, yeah, okay, they're good to go without an adult, which I think is really neat. And then they also have a really small one, which doesn't go up and down at all for really little kids that want to be by themselves. But I think that that's neat, separating those out from a ride. Even if they don't match a ride specifically, I think more pieces like that are cool.
What I noticed is these little stall things right in the entrance.
Yeah.
They look like popcorn machines or covers for them, but there's no machine in there.
It looks like the ride operator booth from the last screenshot, but it looks like it's something that we could just place at whatever or wherever we want. So that's fantastic, honestly.
That's maybe what it is. Maybe it's the standard ride operator booth on these rides, but you have a little themed cover that we can see here again, and it perfectly fits.
That would be neat, actually, if the ride op booth was just the plain one normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you just place over.
That would be fantastic. I didn't think about that.
Another detail I noticed, it's kind of off to the side. The wall, it's parapeted, but it doesn't have the stone castle texture on it.
Oh, you mean kind of in the middle by the spire?
No, just to the far left. Just the normal gray wall that you're not really supposed to look at because it's just supposed to be very bland. It's like a stucco-esque texture, but it has like the parapet wall piece at the top that you find in the castle set.
It's the backside.
But it wouldn't have the stone texture still with all the brick.
I'm not sure. The only thing I notice, it's a German flag.
Yeah, kind of. I see that as well.
But yeah, maybe you're right. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I last played the game, and I'm not sure if there's a version without the stone texture.
It's like a new castle wall, potentially.
Yeah.
One thing that I will comment about, just on the inside of the towers, it's on both sides, there's kind of what looks like to be a new window piece that's popping out, and it's got a little awning above it that's like red, and I'm trying to figure out if that's multiple pieces all connected together or if that's one piece, like a big window.
Good question. I could see it be multiple pieces just because from the adventure pack, remember when we talked about it, the picture, and we were like, oh, these snakes, they are one piece. And in the end, it was like 10 pieces or so. Yeah.
Also, the top of that tower has a lovely little ball thing. I love that.
Yeah, there's just a nice variety of shapes and colors. I even like the top of the spires. It's very reminiscent of like the Empire State Building. Of course, if you're not really going for a New York-esque kind of park, it may not be the best for you, but it seems like we'll have a variety given what we see in the very center, just that other spire.
All right, guys, let's move on to today's image.
Yeah, we have a really nice overview here. We've kind of got a pretty good idea of everything that they've got in this kind of show park to show off the DLC.
Yeah.
The thing is, everything's really far zoomed out, so there isn't a huge amount we can pick out here.
Yeah.
Look kind of right at the middle. We can see what looks like a ride track in the middle there. That's kind of the one thing about this image that I really want to point out.
Oh yeah, around the clock tower?
Yeah, definitely looks like a wooden roller coaster.
Yeah.
Exactly, and if you scroll a little bit to the right, there you can see a wooden structure as well over the roofs. I'm not entirely sure if it's part of the same coaster.
I mean, probably.
But it kind of looks like it.
The other track hopping up and over? Yeah, no, that's definitely part of the same coaster. It looks like it's kind of at the same level of distance away.
Yeah, and if you look a little bit to the left of the coaster, you'll find another building with the letters that we've seen before.
Yeah.
But I want to direct your attention to the arch above that, which looks just really big. And I don't know if it's going to be like one piece or multiple pieces, but it's just like really thick, and I kind of like it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that. That's massive.
That's got to be like 2 pieces at most.
I hope so. I mean, you would need only one piece, right? And you rotate it so it's mirrored.
Yeah.
On the pier itself, you can have a better look at both of the rides. So the spinning Ferris wheel seems like to have an okay-ish footprint in size. And the other one has a fairly small footprint.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel's kind of on the smaller side. Not too big, definitely. It looks kind of closer to the size of the carousel that's been in the game for forever. That's quite small, which I think is nice. I think it's good to have rides with smaller footprints, especially in this style, especially because it's got a smaller capacity. So you don't want that thing taking up a huge amount of space, right?
A thing that really confuses me is if you zoom in a little bit over the Ferris wheel and a little bit to the left, there is some sort of like dome structure. It looks just like the dome that Zenith built back in the days.
Yeah, that does look like Zenith's dome.
Is it that, or is it a new thing?
It's definitely not Zenith Team's dome, because Zenith Team's dome, number one, didn't have that thing on top. It also didn't have lights inside of it, and it was made primarily out of branches. That doesn't look like one of his domes. It does look similar, though. I see where you're pulling that from.
Yeah.
It's an interesting structure.
Yeah, I like the look of that.
So my question is, if it's not his dome, but a new piece, is it just one piece? I honestly don't know, because if it's one piece, it's super massive and I have no idea what to do with it other than put the teacup right in it.
I'd expect something like that to either be one piece or in quarters.
Yeah.
I'd hope in quarters.
Yeah, even then I had no idea what to do with it, but yeah, it would be better than just one piece. Other than that, I don't think we can really see much here, because as you said earlier, we have to zoom in a lot to even see small things.
Yeah.
And I recognized a lot of pieces we had before, like these golden ornaments on the towers, and these are in the game for so long.
It does do a good job kind of showing off the new filters,
Yeah.
which kind of is to the detriment of the image as well, because while it's showing off the filters that are being added into the game to give you cooler screenshots, it's also kind of ruining a lot of the details off in the background. Not too much more to say about this image, really. It's a nice looking picture with a nice little overview.
Right, so first of all, I want to thank Blind and Billy for joining me and talking about these wonderful new pictures of the upcoming Planet Coaster Vintage Pack. Thanks to you guys out there watching. If you want to support us even more than just watching our videos, you may want to consider heading over to Coffee to buy the editor, in this case me, a coffee, so I can get up tomorrow morning full of energy after my coffee and go and edit another video. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening again, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Peace out.
Farewell.